Helen here. So in this video, I would like to talk about several questions that people ask me about this lifestyle change journey. The first thing that you need is awareness. You need awareness in order to understand your problem. How are you supposed to change something that you're not aware that needs changing? So, having an open mind is the next thing that's important. Making sure that you have an open mind to have the possibility of exploring different ways of doing things, especially if you're understanding that the way that you're currently living, something's not working and something needs to change. It's also important to have this open mind and awareness to know where you're objectively starting your journey, knowing the progress that needs to be made in order to reach wellness. And becoming a master of yourself is also important, and having a clear vision in where you're going. And this becomes important with regards to motivation as it prevents lapsing. So getting behind your goal 500% here, I would say, is key. The more you put into it, the more you'll get out of it, and the more success you'll get out of it, and the more likely you will actually reverse your medical condition. Of course, support becomes important. So, making sure that you have a support system, as well as making sure that your environment will help propel you to your success or help you be successful on your wellness journey. Stress management is also an important part that I address. And the reason for that is that in our world today, all of us are exposed to tremendous amounts of stress, and the society is very demanding on every person. So the other thing is that you produce hormones when you're not a master of your stress, which counter the effects of all the work that you're doing on your lifestyle. So you need to make sure that those two things are aligned towards the same goal. Sleep management kind of goes along the same idea, in the sense that if you're not receiving adequate amounts of rest and you're not recovering your body properly, you're definitely not leading yourself towards healing, and you're stressing your body. So we need to make sure that sleep management is also addressed. Nutrition is also obviously a very important pillar, and I would say it's probably the most important piece of the pie to understand. It's very, very important to understand the role of hydration, to know about the various types of carbohydrates. Some carbohydrates are actually harmful for our condition, and some carbohydrates are acceptable. So we need to be able to discern between both. And also fats, there's good fats and bad fats. Bad fats are pro-inflammatory, good fats are anti-inflammatory. So we need to keep our inflammation low, because our visceral fat is actually an endocrine hormone which produces an endocrine organ which produces hormones which are pro-inflammatory, and we want to reduce these to the maximum. So protein is also an important topic, because it's basically the building blocks of our entire physiology and our organ system. So we need to make sure that our bodies are adequately nourished with the amounts of proteins that our body needs. Now, there are also various comorbidities which come along with diabetes, and examples would be like gout or PCOS, polycystic ovarian syndrome, and or even just blood sugar disbalance, dysglycemia, and making sure that we're controlling our blood sugars properly. And these are all conditions which are exacerbated by inflammation. So the nutrition becomes a very important part because we need to learn how to control our nutrition, or adequately use our nutrition in order to control the inflammatory process in our bodies. Now, the other thing that's important with my program is consistency. So, realizing that this is not a diet, it's actually a lifestyle and it's a way of living. So, it's not a temporary thing that you're going to do for 3 months and then it's done. It's more of a long-term thing, and it's a way of living. So it needs to be something that will be implemented for your entire life, and this is where the discipline comes in. Finally, movement has a very important role in diabetes control as well. It plays a very important role with regards to hormones, um, energy and metabolism, as well as insulin sensitivity. So, those are all things that are very important for diabetes management. And this is why it's important to implement it into your lifestyle. Now, there's a lot of different types of exercises out there, and they're not all appropriate for the metabolic conditions. And it's important also to know what types are best for the objectives that we want to reach. So this is one thing that we're going to review in Diabetes U-Turn. It can get very complex. Exercise can also be used multifactorial for multifactorial things. It can also be used for stress management, for example, and so on and so on. So my goal with the diabetes program is to give you a sequence to follow for your wellness journey so that you know what steps you need to take and in which order in order to reach your goal of wellness. Um, what this does is it allows you to progress at your own pace. So another thing is that you will have access to the lessons as you integrate each lesson to your lifestyle. So it's very important to implement the concepts into your lifestyle prior to moving on to the following concept. And this way, you make sure that things become a habit, and as you implement them into your lifestyle, you see more results. And it's more encouraging because this is where you see the results, you feel the results, and it's more gratifying because you know as you're getting closer to the end that you're actually moving towards wellness. And that's where you have way more to celebrate. So, what my clients tell me that have gone through my program, because some of my clients have gone through my program and have completely reversed their diabetes, or I even have clients who were pre-diabetic and were having issues controlling their blood sugar levels, for example, and were showing signs of a metabolic condition, and were probably pre-genetically disposed to diabetes, but we've turned them around on the spectrum of diabetes, and they're now facing away from diabetes and moving towards wellness. Well, most of my clients say that I've saved their life. So they feel so great that they cannot even conceive going back to how things were before they started the program. So for them, they're very convinced that it's a way of living that needs to keep going on for the rest of their lives. Thank you.